What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's Daily Devotional, man. We're going through the book of Exodus. We're in Exodus chapter 8, verse 26 and 27. 26 and 27, man. If you haven't read it yet, stop the tape, check it out, see what it has to say. Come back and we're going to answer these questions, man. This is Trust in Jesus Ministries, and we are trying to help you and myself trust in Jesus more a little bit every day by reading about his character and his nature. He's so good. He is so mighty and powerful. He is so loving. That is characteristics that we are trying to pick up on and see as we're reading through Exodus. And so I hope that we do as we continue through this study. So let's jump into it, man. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. The first question we ask, what's happening in the scriptures? Well, we have the account with this battle raging, and then finally Pharaoh relents. Moses is about to petition God on his behalf. He's going to cry out to God on his behalf. And he does. It says that he leaves there and that God listened to the words of Moses, which is in its own self amazing because Moses trust, because this is not something that God has told him was going to happen. I think we saw this in the last episode. This is not something that God told him was going to happen. He just says he's going to do it because he relies on the character and the goodness of God. And so as he goes to him, it says that God listens, Yahweh listens, and he does all that Moses asked, and that the gnats cease, and there was not even one. You know, that's a miracle in itself, because what it says is that before there was a couple of them out there. You know, we got them occasional flies that you got to swat, but it ain't an infestation. But after Moses prays, after Moses petitions God on his behalf, there's not even one fly, gnat, mosquito, bug left. The land is empty. I bet they're like, wow. And Pharaoh's got to be just surprised and awe, right? Right? Because of the sheer fact of the power of Yahweh as he brings upon this strike, this plague, this nuisance, such a way that it just ruins everything, to it not being a problem at all. At all. That's what happens, man. So Moses goes and he prays, and then God does what he does and shows out. God does what he does and shows out. So, what does this say about God? I think it's just the power of God, right? Because again, from him bringing upon such a fierce force of this attack by this Ariv, or this gnats, flies, bees. I mean, gnats, flies, mosquitoes, whatever it may be. This severe attack happens, and so that showcases the power of God. But then, for not even to be one remaining, that also is a power play by God to demonstrate his wonder, his powerful and strong hand. I mean, dang. Come on. That's amazing, man. And we got to recognize that. We got to recognize the power of God. That's what we're seeing here, is the sheer wonder of our God. What's this say about man? I think that it says that we should be praying with intention, praying with purpose, and praying for the glory of God. Prayer is a powerful thing. We see here that through prayer, God acts through our prayer. Now, he does what he desires because that's who God is. But he uses us as his instruments. And one of those mechanisms or vehicle for him to showcase his power is through our prayer. So why not use it? Let us pray, right? Let us petition God on our behalf and the behalf of others. Let us pray. And then how do we apply these truths to our lives? Let me say it again. Let us pray. What's going on in your life at this moment that seems that it is filled or ruined by the gnats of life? The things that are just overcoming and overtaking us because they are so clouded by all of the stuff. What's going on? What's happening in your life where it feels like bugs, weebles, and wobbles, and flies, and gnats, and mosquitoes are just everywhere, biting us, irritating us, man, causing us stress and trouble, anxiety. Where are they at, man? Petition the Lord. Go to the Lord. And let him leave not one trace of it. Let him leave not one trace of it. We've got to understand the power and the wonder of God. And sometimes these things that occur are happening because of specific circumstances we put ourselves in, just as Pharaoh has. Pharaoh has put all this on his own self because he's not letting the people go. Sometimes it's just the situation that we were in. Just like the people of the Hebrew people, or I'm sorry, not Hebrew, but the Egyptians, and some of them are actively against the Hebrew people, but some are just living in the land, and because of the very place that they're in, the situation is just tough on them, man. And maybe that it is for you. Or maybe God is using these things to showcase his power in your life, that you can fully and completely rely on him. Where are you at? And are you going to go to God in it? Because, my friends, there is no better place to place your trust. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.